We're live.
Hi, Josh.
Hey, Emily. Fun to be here. Martin, I don't know what happened to your screen or your camera there, but we're live. Good to see everybody. Thanks for joining in. Looks like we're having people stream in. Hey, Lindsay. See you over there. Hey, Kate. Welcome. Glad to be here. We're on a takeover of DATAcated. It's exciting. So we're Astrato. We're the team here. We'll do a quick round of intros, but I think we'll get everyone situated and give it a second here. Make sure Martin's actually here. I don't know what happened to your camera. Looks like we kicked him out. Bring him back in. He was here and now he's gone. It's okay. Emily, it's you and I for right now.
Sound good.
So we'll have a quick little presentation who we are. We'll let Martin join back in. Looks like he might be having camera issues, but no worries. We're live. If it didn't hit you yet. But everyone, thanks for joining. Joe, John, Adam, I see you all. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. We do have some awesome things planned for this short little takeover. I see some of you are actually already using the Astrato hashtag, which is awesome. We're doing a giveaway. We'll share a little bit more on that in just a moment. But I don't see Martin still.
Well, Josh, why don't we start by introducing ourselves and see if
you got
Martin can join us. So
go ahead. No worries. So yes, thank you. My name is Josh Warbington. I'm the lead customer engagement manager here at Astrato. I basically work with the customers across the globe and with the beta customers that have tested Astrato, but also engaging in those personal conversations. I'll show you a little bit more of my journey later on throughout the presentation. But Emily.
Yeah. Where are you joining us from, Josh?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm tuning in connected in from Michigan in the USA.
Awesome. My name is Emily Cline. I'm a senior solutions architect for Vizlib and Astrato. So my primary role is building awesome dashboards. I love doing what I do. So I'm a BI developer at heart, and I get to kind of be the voice of our customers. So I work with our customers, understand their needs, and help translate that into the product. And so I'm really excited to be talking with all of you and to be here today to learn.
Yeah, happy to be beside you. And Martin, welcome back.
Yay! Here's Martin.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, US, West Coast, good afternoon, Europe, if you took the time to connect to us. I'm very, very pleased to speak to you and do a takeover of Kate's DATAcated stream. I'm not sure if she knows, but if you know, don't tell her.
Oh, she does know, and she saw that you were changing your socks.
Wonderful. So, pleased to meet you, everyone. My name is Martin Mahler. I'm the founder of Astrato and Vizlib. And I'm very, very excited to tell you more about our story in the data analytics space and what we have on board today with Astrato. A lot of fun stuff to speak about, to showcase. I hope some of it will be inspirationally and visionary to you. And very important housekeeping rule number 1. We, of course, wanted to make it quite fun. So we'll be introducing a raffle where we will give away 3 merchandise packs with this amazing t-shirt that you can wear anywhere, and people basically will only shower you with compliments. Some other gimmicks, and Kate really asked me to do this, so it's going to include also Astrato socks. All right, so there you go. In life, we begin with a sock show. The rules of engagement are very simple. So we will be giving out free merchandise packages at the beginning, throughout the session, at the end. All you got to do to participate is to write a comment and put #Astrato, and then we will be calling out the winners throughout. Just got to give us your address and your t-shirt size, and it'll be all over the post to you, regardless where you live on the world. We all got that sorted out.
It's on the screen. #Astrato. Put it in the comment section. And then we'll do a draw shortly after. Awesome stuff.
Wonderful. Cool. So with this, we think we have a lot planned. I'll kick off. And I'm sharing my screen, and you should be, wow, it works. Nice. And I can even see myself. Wonderful. This is so exciting. I love LinkedIn Lives. You can do bloopers, and there's nothing you can cut off. Nothing is scripted, very conversational. Write down any comments as you have. And I think we've done a great job to introduce ourselves. And today it's going to be about Astrato, the modern BI for the modern cloud data warehouse in the new data world. A bit about our organization, and as a founder, it's important also to share that story as well, is we're not small, we're not new on the block. We've been around for over 6 years, and we are basically the Vizlib company with, and some of you who have been working with Qlik probably know us. We have been building visualization extensions on top of Qlik, extremely successful over the last 6 years. With over 140 employees working on great analytics product. I love data analytics, have been working with data since right out of uni, or even during uni, I must say. And we serve a great number of customers. And Astrato is our next product, biggest product we've ever worked on, the biggest product we've ever released. And this is what, I'm very, very excited to show you and tell you about and get your feedback, get your ideas. There's nothing more brilliant about this. Wonderful. So going with this, I want to rewind a bit and tell you a story, and the story about how we came about to Astrato. And this is not a commercial deck, so I redid the whole slides entirely because I think storytelling is the best, and that's what this is all about. So when we build the extension on top of Vizlib, and we've done a tremendous job there, it was always great, delighting our customers with data. But one thing that we always had within our heart of ambition was we wanted to have the end-to-end experience when it comes to analytics. We always wanted, having the child dream, we want to build our own BI tool. So this is how the journey started 2 years ago. And we thought, how can we build something that's not just better, but way better and the best tool that we would ever build for ourselves? So 3 things. First of all, we wanted to integrate natively with the data in the cloud. The cloud is a trend, and there are incredible technologies that are being developed, such as Snowflake or BigQuery, and then other new players out there. And we want to leverage that. We want to have BI that's 100% geared towards data in the cloud. The second product we wanted to develop was we wanted to have the best BI experience for us creators. So for BI developers, for analysts who create dashboards, create visualizations, to have unrestricted freedom to achieve whatever it is they wanted. And last but not least, and this is a new thing, we wanted to empower and we wanted to revolutionize the way people action on their data. So we wanted to build a data-driven workflow tool for actionable analytics. So in short, 3 key themes that have governed our ambition and vision on Astrato. So today, we're reinventing business intelligence. Business intelligence itself is a term for a long while. There are many, many, many tools out there. And typically, if you look at the existing ones out there, you will see that they have a couple of classic components. They have a data preparation component where you can load data, extract, format. They have a strong component around data modeling. And last but not least, create read-only analytics and dashboards for consumption only. And this is the current business intelligence world. And in my view, that's not very intelligent, if I may say so. So the way we think about this, and if you do like a business 101 diagram where you put everything on a screen, where you have one axis for how intelligent is really your tool, and versus another axis, how easy to use it is it really versus hard to use. If we look at spreadsheets as an example, I think we can all agree that they fall at the bottom category, right? They're not that difficult to use. I think everybody can handle spreadsheets today, especially people who work with data. But I think we can all agree they're not that intelligent. We all kind of want to move away to something bigger, something much more powerful and valuable. And the next step is we see tools like Qlik, Power BI, and Tableau. And of course, they're more intelligent. They can achieve great visualizations, interactive data exploration. But to be honest, they're not that easy to use or that easy to accomplish. And even for the basic stuff, you have, as your everyday user, a hard time figuring out how to use them. And we've seen all the great dashboards on their advertisement, but very often you need a designer to achieve this, or very often you need to have the right data. If your data is not clean or dirty, then your dashboard will not look right. So the way we think about Astrato is we want to build a leapfrog product that is way more intelligent than any BI tool has ever been and is super easy to use. This is what Astrato is. So today, I'm going to show you how we will revolutionize and leapfrog the BI analytics space. Theme number one, we're building a tool that is having a revolutionary tight integration with the data in the cloud. We have built a live query engine that is bidirectional, both to write and to read, that turns SQL results into charts and chart interactions into SQL. The thing that we're seeing and is happening is that data is moving to the cloud. And this is a great architectural shift with a lot of benefits, not just around cost itself, but you have the elasticity, scalability, and quite honestly, also the new data warehouses in the cloud are more technologically far more advanced. And I think everybody who uses Snowflake can agree on that. But what we're doing today is we're taking the data into the cloud to then take it out again into a BI tool of your choice. And with this, we're losing all the power of the data in the cloud, which means we don't have real-time analytics anymore. Whenever we are limited on the size of the data that we can download, we cannot use the power of the data that's been calculated in Snowflake to analyze billions of rows because I have to port it and I have limitations with my legacy existing tool. This does not make sense. So what we've done and how we've built is a cloud-native BI tool that plays the data where it lives. The data never leaves the Snowflake. The data never leaves the data store. It's just visualizing it on the fly in real time and with the ability to have everybody looking at the same source of data and not at different stale copies. And of course, with this, you get the full power. You can visualize any kind of data. 6 billion rows if you want to, and Emily will show you that later on. And not only that, but as we're advancing, you will get all the capabilities of Snowflake or even Databricks in the future, like baked-in machine learning models that you can just surface within Astrato with ease. The second topic, a revolutionary creator experience. We have built with Vizlib for the last 6 years a successful data visualization add-on on top of visualization tool. We have taken visualizations to the next level by empowering creators with customizations, with features, with capabilities to control every single bit on the screen that they like, with a lot of proven success that we will replicate. So drag and drop, no coding is at the forefront of what we are doing. What we're seeing with existing BI tools, and please comment whether you agree or you don't agree, is that all of them, because they take an extract from a data source, data has to be scripted, data has to be transformed, data has to be prepared in order for the BI tool to consume it. There's advanced expression languages which are different to Power BI than to Click, set analysis that is not easy for people to pick up and do correctly. Now, what's the result? There's a lot of business logic locked in the BI, creating data silos, knowledge silos. Sorry, that's the most appropriate term. Where did that number in that dashboard come from? Why doesn't it reconcile with my data source? We want to remove that. We want to create a low-code, user-friendly experience without any restrictions, though, to be able to take the data in Snowflake, connect it, and basically generate SQL without any coding required whatsoever. On the dashboarding experience, and that's where Josh will show you even more the power of how we focus about it, every favorite feature from any BI tool that we have used personally, we have made sure to incorporate. So you have the ability to have no limitations on the design, on the ability to present data, and how to interact data with any shape or form. Last, natively integrated write-back. Now that's a big theme. Is it workflow, write-back, collaboration, alerting, subscriptions? At the end of the day, all of this summarizes into one, which is I want to take action on my data. I want to turn my read-only dashboards into an interactive two-way street. Now, who recognizes this? And please, write a comment. Again, #Astrato if you want to participate in the giveaway. On the left-hand side, I have my BI tool where I have my data insights. I can interact, I can explore with it, I can visualize it quite nicely. But if I want to do something, I want to action on it, I have to go to a different tab, to a different screen even. And very often that different screen is Excel or a CRM tool or something else. Now what's happening is there's a disconnect. I get an insight here and action there. And very often I have to wait until my action is reflected there and so on. And with this, there's entirely disconnect between basically the value creation. So what we want to do is, enabled by live query, because we're real-time querying data, we are able to create data-driven analytical apps, combining the best of both worlds, having dashboards, analytics, and visualizations, but also the ability to comment on data, edit on data, update data, adjust to forecasting, planning, or even drive machine learning models that then are resulting again in the front end. So this is our vision, basically, for the modern BI, for the modern cloud data warehouse and the new data world. Before I show the product, very important disclaimer, we start with Snowflake, but at the end of the day, we're SQL. So very, very soon, we will be able to serve all kind of data sources as long as they are supporting SQL. And about that, we're extremely excited. Cool, short pitch, but the best pitch is always a demo. So I'm going to show you how Astrato works live in action. So Astrato today is live. It's in production. We have customers on Astrato. All you got to do is go to astrato.io, create an account, and you can use your Google ID. Again, no password username required. You can reuse your authentication. Enterprise authentication, such as Okta and other elements, are already supported. You connect to it and you log in. And the first thing that you see is effectively an analytics tool like any other. It's simple. We're not overcomplicating it. We're not reinventing words. We're not introducing a new kind of terminology. It is how it has always been. And that's what familiarity is all about. We have collections where we can organize more workbooks and output authorization. And at the end of the day, what is actually quite interesting, and this is what I want to show you, is how the story begins for a user from zero to dashboard. So beginning here, you have the ability to add any kind of data source you want. By the way, if you don't have Snowflake today, that's not a problem. We also support Google Spreadsheets. So in reality, everyone here on the call can create an account, put some data into Google Spreadsheets, and create a dashboard in live. I will showcase that later as well. So I'm using the credentials to connect to Snowflake. So for those of you who have been working Snowflake, you should be quite familiar with what I'm doing here on the screen. So it's actually quite straightforward. I'm connecting to it. And with literally no effort, I've created and established a live connection to my data warehouse. Sometimes it takes a tiny bit longer, but here we are. So I can explore all my databases that I have. I can select my external, I can choose the row, warehouse, and more of these things will come as well as we're progressing with the product. And I connect to it. And now literally as a business user, without having to go to my data engineer or DBA or my expert, I can browse all the data that I have access to in the world of Snowflake. Because Snowflake handles security for me. Snowflake checks which tables I have access to, which rows, which fields, and where. So just like a shopping cart approach, I can browse through everything here on the screen and select everything that I want to analyze. And again, you have the ability to quickly preview the data if you want to get a quick glance to see what's underneath it. So you literally don't lose any kind of insight. Now, here comes the part, and here I'll get a lot of challenges from, and this is how we're solving from Tableau experts, Power BI experts, Click experts. The data is never in the right shape when it comes to Snowflake. We need and we somehow need to use our scripting and transformations in the world of BI. But maybe you can just do that with a semantic layer, such as our data view. So over here, you will have the ability to achieve everything last mile analysis you wish to. Is it an aliasing? You can rename fields to something more business friendly so that it's being recognized and refunded if your data engineering team works only with underscores and hashes. And you also have the ability to define dimensions quite freely, so create a very user-friendly, reusable environment for people to use the data on top of it. of course, measures. So you'll have the ability to select and predefine aggregations for you, and that you can then reuse again in the front end seamlessly again and again without having to define it everywhere. Last but not least is joins. Okay, as you see, my tables here are not connected, and what we have to do, and typically what happens in our BI tools, is they connect based on the same field name. You can either define a join manually if you know exactly how they connect, or you can use our sophisticated auto join suggestion. With just in one click, you can connect and define the relation between your tables. No SQL written at any point in time. Anybody will be able to achieve this. And that's it. Last mile analysis. I go into my workbook, and I'm now in the powerful space where I can literally let my freedom and my creativity, its full freedom. So to show you, it is a blank canvas, and we've done a lot of things here to make sure it's very BI friendly. First of all, you don't create charts with empty data. I think personally, one of the biggest reservations I always had is, how do I design a dashboard? I have to figure out the data first, and what if it doesn't look nice? Here we have a design first approach. You can start positioning things wherever you want on the screen, and then thereafter try to do a data connection. The property panel and everything is familiar to you guys. There's no training required whatsoever. You can reuse things and knowledge from before, and that's what this is all about, to keep this simple. So with just a couple of clicks, I have now created an insight from data in Snowflake to meaningful analysis in real time on a dashboard in Astrato. Now, again, there are no secrets in Astrato. If you want to see what's the number behind this, you can right-click. You can see the data query insights. You see exactly what we fired, where it's coming from. So if you're really, really interested to figure out the data lineage, right? Effectively, all the logic is, here we go, stored directly within Snowflake. So you'll have the ability to go directly here to be able to inspect the data where it's coming from. And from a data engineering perspective, all your business users are not creating BI on the edge with some locked-in BI business logic. It is all centralized and executed within the data warehouse. So that's the vision. That's where we are. I don't want to show you too much here because we have Josh and Emily with some really, really cool examples. You can create filters, you can create line charts, you can interactive filters as well, which is actually quite important. So we have preserved all the beauty of analytics and BI. However, without compromising the ability to live query. So that's it from my side. I think the magic will be shown now from Josh and Emily. But before we continue, I think we should announce the first winner. So maybe Josh, do you want to take over here?
I'm here. Yes, absolutely. Let's choose a winner. First of 3, right? 3 swag bags. So if we can share out the screen there for the giveaway, let's hit draw. Everyone drum roll. It's going to go through. Good luck, everyone. And Manisha, congratulations. What we probably need to do is have you reach out to one of us here. I think I copied over my LinkedIn profile. If you want to reach out to me, sending it over in link now through all the platforms there. Feel free to reach out. We'll need your information, address, shirt size. Hopefully we get your information there. But if you don't reach out to me, you can reach out to Martin. We'll follow up with you, get all that information for sure. But congrats.
Congratulations. Wonderful. Handing over now to Josh.
That's me. So thanks, everyone. Martin talked about the journey of how we got here. And I want to go into kind of what I was able to develop and give you a little backstory of myself. Is that I'm your typical stupid sales guy, just very plain and ordinary. I'm the typical average Josh, if you will, of the sales journey. So when I started here at the company, I'm going on my 2-year work anniversary. I started as an individual sales associate where I worked with many organizations across the globe, and then transitioned last year to customer success, where I helped build dashboards and help solve some of these major problems across all entities And what I started to see, and what we've started to see, and the reason to build Astrato is the movement to the cloud. Is we want to get better at this, and the notion to move there is fun and exciting. That's kind of what we're bringing, is the fun and excitement. Those legacy tools that Martin said that restricted you and kind of made it a limit to what you could do. Here at Astrato, we're giving you the flexibility, the paintbrush, the canvas, the paint to actually achieve what you want to look and feel, to be that Bob Ross, to be that Picasso, to accelerate that process for you and enjoy your time in the tool itself. So with Astrato, our solution here, I played around with some fun data. I'm kind of a nerd. Pokemon data. We had some data sets around here that we've played with and published on our side. But with this, once I get into here, you'll see that we take this design first approach, is that maybe I want to start the journey with an idea, with some inspiration behind it. And for me, Pokemon, I wanted to make a Pokedex. So with little to no knowledge on the BI building side of things, I'm pretty good with Excel. I'm pretty decent with PowerPoint, and I've dabbled with some Photoshop. So all of those tools are familiar for me. So coming into here, natural fit. We have those things. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. So what you'll see here is on the background, I started with an image. This background image of this Pokédex is just an image that I grabbed from a website and brought it into Astrato, and I started layering some objects here. So you'll see I have a table with an animated GIF. So this is a table using some very simple URLs here. There's some tables that I overlapped. I even came in here and went through the style and changed it so it matched the background. I added some simple KPIs, so simple aggregations to say, what's the max HP of this Pokemon, which is actually Squirtle. And then you quickly see that I layered different objects on top of this image with ease. But now when I select them all, you're going to see so many different objects here that are actually labeled, and you can see that they're highlighted here. But taking it to that next step is, I did all this work. I did all this effort, took little to no time on my part, because like I said, I'm not an expert. Whereas in another solution, I would have to do some web development, put it into a website to start mashing it up and putting it into places where I wouldn't be able to do. But quickly, with my knowledge of PowerPoint, Excel, and other things that I'm used to, I was able to quickly do that with some layering. But most importantly, I can group them now. And now this object becomes a very important piece to my dashboard that I can right click, save as a template, and give it a name, Pokédex. We're going to put it as a template, and now I can use that somewhere else within the same app. That's how easy it can be. But now taking it back to the data side, I just created a visual that I wouldn't be able to do anywhere else. And I can confidently say that because I'm no expert by any means. And a tool like Tableau intimidates the crap out of me. So with this, I can start to leverage my expertise elsewhere and love being in here and create something that I would never be able to create anywhere else. But then take it a step further and utilize a filter. So maybe I'm on Squirtle, but I actually want to see my favorite Pokemon. And I'm actually going to use that live query to bring in the latest information. It's going to query and give me Charizard, my favorite Pokemon. It's going to give me all the stats there. I can see its max HP. I can see its attack. And maybe this might not be relevant for you. Maybe this is a brand now. You're bringing in different portions of your business. So maybe you're selling shirts. A small business like Emily's that she's about to show you. You're bringing in that brand, that picture, and getting more insights faster without having to duplicate that data, without having to rip it out and put it somewhere else, having to do multiple times of efforts and works and just duplication and going into PowerPoint, layering it up, maybe putting it into Photoshop, making it look good and having fun. No, it's in one solution. Why put the effort into all of those other places when we can do that in one single place? So going beyond that is now I need some design inspiration. Like I said, I'm just a sales guy. I don't know maybe the best approach for the next thing. And now I want to dive deeper into this data set and actually create some visualizations that might give me some offerings. So I'm going to come in here and make a new sheet. And right from this portion, you'll see some templates. So from our experts that have created Astrato, we're going to give you some inspiration here that we can go through and start to see, well, maybe I want some scatter charts, maybe I want some line charts, but very simply put, It's my first sheet. So I'm going to do some KPIs, a bar chart, and a table. And now, without any effort, I can plug in my information. So I'm just going to click my bar chart over here, go to dimensions. I'm going to say Pokemon. And then maybe I want to look at their attack. So I'm going to get their max attack. Couple clicks. Got my data into this portion. I'm now consuming it on a whole different level. I didn't have to do any major work to make it look better. But now I can come in here and actually sort it. So I can change the sort. Maybe I want to see max damage over time or most sales for a specific product. I can do that. And then simply put KPI. Maybe we want to say how many Pokemon there are. Count records. So we're going to count some Pokemon. You can see this is the original list of Pokemon, 151 Pokemon. That's how easy it is. And with this design approach, you don't have to put in the hard work or know how to do it or learn a different coding language to be able to prove and show what you want to show. Get that insight from your data faster with Astrato. So hopefully that all makes sense. But that's what I did on my side. I made a Pokedex. It's super nerdy and fun. You can sort through it and get different Pokemon information. I'm going to leave it to Emily to deliver the BI expert side of things, but happy to share it. Thanks for listening to my spiel on Pokemon.
Cool. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
I love the design elements. Do you think this is a good time to do a raffle before I share my story?
I don't see why not. I love giving away stuff.
We can do another one at the end. So who's got
Absolutely.
the raffle going? So make
Let's
sure
go
you
through
add
this.
hashtag Astrato to the chat so that you're entered to win.
I see Christine. Yeah, I see you're familiar from some of the other stuff. Charizard is my favorite. So thanks for pointing it out. Absolutely. It's a fun journey there. So if we can get the Astrato giveaway. Hopefully we didn't lose it. It looks like we're working on it. And we can draw again. Oh, that's the winner.
All right. Congratulations.
Awesome. So again, yes, reach out to any one of us. We'll follow up. Hopefully get your shirt size and ship you some nice swag.
Cool.
Perfect. All right, Emily, I'm going to jump off.
All right. Thanks. So I would like to share my story of my journey into Astrato. It starts back, upon graduation. I'm an engineer, chemical engineer. And so I joined the workforce at a major petrochemical company. And I had a firsthand experience at the importance of data and how we use data to make decisions on a daily basis. And, going into each day where I was generating information, generating data, collating that data, and then presenting that data to our plants and using that information to help our management teams and our operations teams determine the direction that we were going, what we were going to operate on our units. It was very apparent to me that the way that I told this data story and the messaging was different based on the audience that I was speaking with. So started to learn a lot about that impact, the value of knowing my audience, knowing the information that they need to see, and presenting the information in a way that matters to them. So that's how I got introduced to data analytics. And, moving forward from that, I wanted to dig in further. It became kind of a passion of mine. And so I went into consulting, more traditional BI consulting. So I was a data visualization specialist at a consulting firm. And in that role, I was really able to pick up on all of these traditional BI tools and see firsthand how these are implemented, delivering BI solutions to our customers. So I worked across multiple different BI tools. I have experience in many. And I really got to see just the challenges that were faced as you're implementing a BI solution. And so, one of the projects that I worked on was a BI solution for business development data. And that data, or that dashboard, brought in data from multiple data sources. They were all kind of scattered across, you know, the opportunities over in one database. And then we've got information that our teams are out there searching for, and they're bringing that into another database. And so trying to bring that data together. But there were millions of data points in this dashboard. And even on a server, we did have to run a refresh schedule. So that dashboard was refreshed at 6 a.m. every morning, and it took 2 hours to run the refresh. The data was extracted into the server and presented throughout the day with that static information. And I saw firsthand the impact that had on the business. I saw how the business was, you know, updating information at 8 a.m. and not able to even see how that impacts the opportunities that they have available to them until 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. the next day. So seeing how that really impacts the customer. And then also seeing just the impact of those data silos and how we, really struggle to bring in the data. So that brings me to where I am today, joining Astrato and really getting to see the impact of bringing in our BI tools into this modern cloud space. And so, as you guys can tell, I am a data nerd at heart. I have a small business on the side where I sew children's clothing. So right from the start, I knew I needed to collect data and I needed to collect my information so that I could run my business, I'll call it optimally. And so I started off by creating some Google Forms and Google spreadsheets that allowed me to take in customer information and collate that information and track my inventories, all of that kind of thing. So once Astrato was released, I was like, great, I'm going to build a dashboard with my data. So you guys are seeing live, this is my my small business. I run my small business on Etsy. And so I've gathered my sales information and my inventory all in one dashboard so I can use this to run my business. I know which fabrics I need to order based on my inventory. So if I have low inventory on different products, I can see which ones I need to go after, or the ones that maybe I have too much blue fabric, and so maybe I shouldn't order any more of that. But I really love how simple it is. If I had done this in any of the other BI tools that I'm familiar with, I would have had to reconnect my data every time I update my inventory. But what I'll show you today is that with Astrato, I don't have to do that. So if I come over to my inventory tracking, I'll just put in a quick example here of my fabric. So if I have a new fabric color that I put in and I purchase, say, 20 units of that fabric, and at the end of the year, I have a remaining 16 units, we'll see that in my dashboard here, when I refresh that query, we'll see my data pop up directly. I didn't have to reconnect the data source and update that data to show that I made a change in my inventory. It's just every time that I log in, it's fresh and new. So let that load for a second. And now we can see here's the data point that I just added. Here's my new fabric that I purchased 20 units of and have a remaining 16 units of. So it's so easy to see that, I can use this tool directly as, I'm working with my data, and in the future being able to close that loop and not even go into my Google spreadsheets and really just be able to have kind of that one-stop shop where I'm updating my inventory right from my dashboard. And I'm so excited to continue to build this out to help me run my business. Another example that I want to share with you guys is large data sets. So like I mentioned in my example, working in consulting, I've seen the impact of large data and the need to have a refresh schedule, and how that can really strain the business, how the business can't operate quickly because that data source is only updated on, every morning or something like that. So I built out a dashboard here. This dashboard has 6 billion rows of data in it. And I'm going to share how quickly it runs. So here's my big data dashboard. We're going to view that dashboard and let that query run and refresh all of my visualizations. And I think if we move my face from the screen, you'll be able to see There we go. The number of line items there, that's 6 billion. That's showing us how many rows of data are in this data set. So I have 6 billion rows in my data set. I have some KPIs here, some charts that are helping me to analyze my customers and the sales and returns. And I can show you too how quickly it is to refresh that data. And so I apply a filter here to see my urgent items. I only have 1.2 billion urgent items or line items that translate to, a certain amount of sales. We can see how quickly my distributions have all been updated on all of my charts. And I'll add in high just so we can continue to see how quickly this is running. And it's all, leveraging the power of Snowflake and the ability to scale those warehouses to fit the size of our data sets. And so I think I saw a question pop up about how Snowflake is being charged or are we being charged by running these queries? And yes, but we have to remember that there's the ability to right size our warehouse for the solution that we're working with. And so when we have data sets using the right size warehouse, that's going to allow us to solve that problem or that warehouse to run quickly to visualize the data. But then also with our smaller data sets, scaling that down, using that right size, that's going to be a huge cost savings to the business as well. So I will clear this filter again. And I think everyone else can join me and we can just have a quick chat and see if there's any other questions to offer.
Yeah, I'll join back in. Bring over Martin. Yeah, there we go.
There we are. Hi, guys.
Nice. Love it. Martin, I think you're muted.
This is really exciting. Thank you guys, and for all the questions and the feedback we're getting. We generally love this. And so one more addition on the cost side. So we're going to hire. Yes, we are basically leveraging Snowflake, and whenever Snowflake computes results for us, they're obviously incurring compute costs. Having said that, there are obviously optimization ways to keep that in check. But more importantly, it's important to know like cached results are not incurring additional costs. If you have, for example, 100 users using Emily's dashboard with 6 billion rows, it's only one query that gets charged, and that's an important thing. And one other thing to note, and please reach out to us if you're interested, but given the fact that we don't store any data on our cloud, we are live querying data, we are able to price Astrato much more competitively than Tableau. So in net, you're going to get a better deal.
Thanks for the additional details, Martin. I think it's really neat to understand the ins and outs of how we can optimize our data.
While we wait for questions, Josh, I tried to get you there, but do you have any other cool dashboards to show from our repertoire of the art of the possible? That our team here is building on a daily basis with a lot of excitement.
Absolutely. I do have some questions that I was going to bring over. But Stephanie, how did we make that Pokemon thing? Can you insert any graphics that you want? Absolutely. That's kind of the nature of it is we want you to use your graphics. We want you to use what you want to design with. So yeah, that's the whole inspiration and giving you that design focus is that, yes, bring it in. Design with it. Build on top of it. Yeah.
So what we're doing basically is we're not importing images, but we are displaying images, URLs basically. So any kind of image in the internet can be used as a background. So for example, you could use like a football soccer field, and then you can build the visualization on top of that. You can create infographics as well, if you like to.
So for this one, I'm going to ungroup, go to my actual image, and it is just a URL here. So I brought in the URL. Just to do that, I can change this if I wanted to, say football. Like you said, that's going to ruin my visualization. But we're going to copy the URL. There you go. There's a football behind it. Super easy. Simple to do. Now it doesn't make sense for my Pokemon app, but that's okay.
Feels
we
like
can
magic.
easily go back. Yeah, it is magic there. So absolutely, bring in the images from that aspect, design on top of them, very easy to use. But for more examples, we do have a great collection here of different examples while I have my other tenant load here. Maybe we want to take a look at an actual use case is help desk ticket items. So delivering a whole different experience from what you've seen previously. There's no branding of Astrato on here. This is about open tickets in a ticket system somewhere, and I can easily just start to see, okay, well, I want to see the unassigned tickets, and you'll see it transform here with different colors and a different feel, but also that's bringing in my latest ticket information. I don't have to wait for my app to reload. I don't have to wait for it to go grab something and do something. It's bringing in the latest information so we can make live decisions based off of the live data.
So one comment there is as well, and again, we've been working a lot with, as I mentioned, over 1,000 customers on the Vizlib world. You could argue, and there is a front that says, who cares what the design looks like? At the end of the day, these are charts, and their job is to present, a number. And I disagree on that side. I disagree because I think the ability to have a very kind of customized designs, also the ability to control every setting, basically enables you to create a more compelling visual story, and the eye eats with everything that they see. Even if it's a background color, it can be extremely important. And the other bit is I've seen a lot as well, and you guys will all agree on, is that the presentation matters. It might be the same data, but if the data is presented in a compelling way and in an organized way and visually matching, then people trust the numbers. Nobody trusts a dashboard that just has numbers that look ugly. Even if they're the right ones, the aesthetics add basically to the perceived value of the analytics solution. So that's how you're going to get adoption. And last comment here as well is we're very, very aware of that Astrato is not the only technology that your users or you yourself will be using. You'll be having a CRM tool, a branded intranet. We don't want to impose to you Astrato logos, Astrato buttons that you can't change. We want to give you the ability to entirely white label it. The user doesn't care that's Astrato behind the scenes. What they care about is to see the users. So that is a common, very strong theme of how we've designed the product to enable you to achieve those things.
What about dynamic images? Can you show the Steam video game one? Yeah, thanks, Joe. Absolutely. Going into that was actually going to be my next one because I'm, again, a nerd and I like video games here. But yes, absolutely, it can pull in dynamic image URLs like it's doing here in a table. Is you're bringing in information from the actual URL itself, and we can start to filter on these. So if I click some of these, it'll bring in the game titles here, and I can consume based on the live data again. Absolutely. Also, we haven't hit on this yet. Back a little bit ago, Kate, you said I should use this for my DATAcated business. Absolutely. Yes, please. We can absolutely help you with that. It's free, up to 5 users. You can sign up today very easily. There's no complicated process to do it. You put in your email, you put in your name, you're off to the races, and you can start developing with Astrato today.
One more addition here, and I think that was a question here as well. So we've boasted, of course, today, and we're showing a couple of cool stuff of what we can do. I think it's equally important for our technology to be very, very transparent and also say what we don't do. And perhaps I can mention a couple of things, and that will help position us as well. So we don't work on-premise data. We only work on data that sits in the cloud. And because we are a cloud-native product that also sits in the cloud, we cannot access on-premise data. So it's kind of basically you need to have Snowflake today, but in the future, BigQuery will be able to support any other data storage that is on there. Another topic is security, right? Not security, whether I can log into Astrato, whether I can see the dashboard, but more, how do I secure the data that Josh currently can see? from Emily, for example? And the answer to this is that the data security is, again, being handled by Snowflake or by the data storage, because you can propagate basically your authentications and you will be able to only see the data you are allowed to. So not just Astrato knows that Josh and Emily are logging in, but when they're getting the data from the data source, Snowflake in this example, also Snowflake knows, Emily, I will return a different set versus Josh, for example. And that's something that we're leveraging. And the last bit is we don't do machine learning, natural language processing, or AI on Astrato. It's not because we don't believe in it, but others do it better. Snowflake does it better. Databricks does it better. So what we will do is we will surface the results of those. We are on the communication presentation layer, and we will interact in a seamless way with other technologies to visualize and present it. But we're not going to do the AI. Why? We just play the data where it lives, and where it lives is where you should be doing those things. So that is kind of like our focus: presentation, live query, creator-centric experience, and what we didn't show yet, but it's coming very, very soon, is also the ability to write back, edit data, insert CSV files, upload Excel, download to Excel. And we have a very, very ambitious roadmap, and you guys also play a part in that. And we're having a lot of fun playing around with it. It's quite exciting. For the first time, we can now build our own end-to-end analytics experience. And yeah, we're going to smash it. We're a proud sponsor of the Snowflake Summit this year as well. So you'll be hearing from us from many, many, many corners and angles. And again, I think we forgot one of the most important things. I believe trying out the product for yourself is the way forward to decide whether you want to use it. Astrato is available for free for up to 5 users. No time-limited trial. No salesperson is going to reach out to you. Only Josh to help you, but not to sell. And basically explore it on your own, build your use cases at the time that you want and how fast you can, with no restrictions on limitation on time. And I think, that's the spirit of making it a creator-friendly tool.
We clicked the same comment. Stephanie asks, what inspired you to create this? You said it a little bit earlier, Martin, but I think the biggest inspiration here.
Yeah, so it's a long story, but we were working in BI for a long while, a lot of us, myself since at least 10 years. And I love data, and I love the power and the value analytics can bring to organizations. I had so many brilliant wow moments where created something, showed it to an audience, and they're like, wow, this changes the way how we can now drive decisions and understand our business. So I've been all in all my career on that space. But when you're very, very, very deep in the analytics side, I think a lot of people here will agree to it. And I think in particular, Kate Strachan, who's done an analysis of a lot of tools right and left, is I felt the perfect tool, the perfect solution has not been developed yet. And we are now in a position where we're able to do so. And basically, the culmination of all the years of experience that we have, all the research, and all the validation we've got, we want to bring it out to build basically the next generation of BI, which is not just visualizations, but it's also live query. It is write back, collaboration, and workflow. So in short, I think we can do it better. And I don't think, honest to God, neither Tableau, nor Click, nor Power BI is the best that our users and our creators deserve just yet. So might be a bit bold, but that's what inspired us.
Nice. I think before we wrap it up, I think we have one final giveaway to give out, right? One final winner.
Yeah.
Who's it gonna be? Let's re-roll. Good luck, everyone. Again, reach out to me with the winners that have previously won, and then hopefully our next winner, Adam.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
All right.
Awesome stuff.
One requirement, please, to the winners. I want to see a picture of the t-shirt and the socks afterwards when you receive it.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll gladly share it around too. So nice little bolster. Well, I think that's it from our side. If there's any other outstanding questions, please feel free to reach out at any time. I'm always happy to have a conversation and include the team where possible. But thank you all so much for joining. Great fun here. Hopefully we can do it again soon.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.